जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी जीव की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्त्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरंग श्री राधा नयन नाथ जीव की जय। जय श्री गौर नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय। जय श्री जगन्नाथ देव की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सत्तर सचिशिला भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सत्तर सचिशिला भक्ति दयिता माधव गोसाई महाराज की जय। जय नित्यलीला परिष्टोम विष्णुपाद परमहंस सत्तर सचिशिला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। जय परमहंस शिला गौर किशोर दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय शिला सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिला जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय। जय जय श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपी गो गोवर्धन वृंदावन श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंदात्मक श्री ब्रज मंदिर की जय। जय श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जय श्री पुरुषोत्तम धाम की जय। जय श्री बलदेव सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ श्री सुदर्शन चक्र जीव की जय। जय श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। जय सर्व विघ्न विनाशनकारी श्री नृसिंह देव की जय। जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। गौर परमानंदे हरि बोल। वंदे हम श्री गुरो श्री जुता पदकमलम् श्री गुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्री रूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. We heard Prithu Maharaj. He was doing, he leveled the earth and everything that you have heard. Then he was doing 100 horse sacrifices. But the 99th horse was stolen by Indra. And then his son was chasing him 2 times. Then Indra took the form of a fake sannyasi, so they could not kill him. Then King Prithu wanted to kill him. Yes, because Indra had introduced such irregular sannyas orders. Then, when the priests and all the others saw Maharaj Prithu very angry and prepared to kill Indra, they requested him, "O great soul, do not kill him, for only sacrificial animals can be killed in a sacrifice." Such are the directions given by Shastra. So up to this point, we heard Vayam Marutvantam Iharta Nashanam Hvaya Mahetva Sahatattvisham Aya Taya Mo Bahavair Anantaram Prasahya Rajan Juhavama Te Hitam. Their king, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempt to impede the execution of your sacrifice. We shall call him by Vedic mantras which were never before used, and certainly he will come. Thus, by the power of our mantra, we shall cast him into the fire because he is your enemy. That time Brahmins, they had such power in mantra to control others. Now Brahmins, they don't have such power. That was, I think, in Treta Yuga. This is happening. Yes. Iti amantrya kratu patim vidurasyar tvijorusha sruk ghastan juhvato bietya swayambhu pratya shedhata. My dear Vidur, after giving the king this advice, the priests who had been engaged in performing the sacrifice called for Indra, the king of heaven, in a mood of a great anger. When they were just ready to put the oblation in the fire, Lord Brahma appeared on the scene and forbade them to start the sacrifice. Navadyo bhavatam indro yat yagyo bhagavatanuh yam jigam satha yagyena yasyeshtas tanavah suraha. Lord Brahma addressed them thus: My dear sacrificial performance, you cannot kill Indra, the king of heaven. It is not your duty. You should know that Indra is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indeed, he is one of the most powerful assistants of the Personality of Godhead. You are trying to satisfy all the demigods by the performance of this yagya, but you should know that all these demigods are but parts and parcels of Indra, the king of heaven. How, then, can you kill him in this great sacrifice? Tat idam pashyata mahat dharma vyatikaram dvijaha indre nanushtitam ragyah karmaitat vijigham sata. In order to make trouble and impede the performance of King Prithu's great sacrifice, King Indra has adopted some means that in the future will destroy the clear path of religious life. I draw your attention to this fact. If you oppose him any further, he will further misuse his power and introduce many other irreligious systems. This we heard. He faked sannyas and in different forms. So if you will oppose, then more he will do this. Pritu kirteh pritor bhuyat tarhyekona shata kratuhu alam te kratubih svishtair yad bhavan moksha dharmavit. Let there be only 99 sacrificial performances for Maharaj Prithu, Lord Brahma concluded. Lord Brahma then turned towards Maharaj Prithu and informed him that since he was thoroughly aware of the path of liberation, what was the use in performing more sacrifices? Sacrifices are in karma kant, like pious activities, that can elevate you into higher planetary systems, but cannot give you liberation. So if you want liberation, then what is the need or use of this? Indra became envious because he thought that he will replace him. Nevatmane Mahendraya rosham ahartum arhasi ubho api hi bhadram te uttama shloka vigraho. Lord Brahma continued, let there be good fortune to both of you, for you and King Indra are both part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you should not be angry with King Indra, who is non-different from you. In that sense, we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are all his marginal potency. So one who is on that platform of seeing like this, he cannot have any enmity towards anyone. He will not support wrong activities, but there will be no enmity. This vision of duality. Masmin Maharaja Kritah Smachintam Nishama Yasmad Vacha Adritatma Yadhyayato Deva Hatam Nukartum Mano Tirushtam Vishate Tamondham. My dear king, do not be agitated and anxious because your sacrifices have not been properly executed due to providential impediments. Kindly take my words with great respect. We should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic thought. Providence is by the will of God, so you have to accept it as His mercy. You should not fight against the arrangement of God. Then we increase problems. Kratur viramatam esha deveshu duravagrahah dharma vyati karo yatra pakhander indra nirmiteh. Lord Brahma continued, stop the performance of these sacrifices, for they have induced Indra to introduce so many irreligious aspects. You should know very well that even amongst the demigods there are many unwanted desires, anarthas, that I told some days back, and they are fighting, and there is envy and all these things. Up to Biraja there are material desires. Then in Brahma Jyoti there is no material desires, that is liberation. But that is also not good, because we should have desire to serve Supreme Lord, to whom we belong. Then that can actually fulfill us, and that is proper purity. You cannot be pure just by having no desires. But pure means, that is, purity means natural position, is desire to serve Krishna. Ebhir Indro Pasamsriteih Pakhandeir Haribir Janam Hriyamanam Vichakshvainam Yaste Yagya Druk Ashwamut. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of the sacrifice by stealing the sacrificial horse. These attractive sinful activities he has introduced will be carried out by the people in general. Here Sai Maharaj also quoting what great man does, what great men do, then common people, they will imitate that. Bhavan paritratum ihavatirno dharmam jananam samayanurupam vena pacharat avaluptam adya Tad dehato Vishnu kalasi vainya. O King Prithu, son of Vena, you are the part and parcel expansion of Lord Vishnu. Due to the mischievous activities of King Vena, religious principles were almost lost. At that opportune moment, you descended as the avatar of Lord Vishnu. Indeed, for the protection of religious principles, you have appeared from the body of King Vena. Satvam vimrishyasya bhavam prajapate sankalpanam vishwasrijam pipiprihi aindrim chamayam upadharma mataram prachanda pakhanda patam prabho jahi. O protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu or descended. The irreligious principles created by Indra are but mothers of so many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. Maitreya Uvacha. Itam saloka guruna samadishto vishampati tatha chakrita vatsalyam magho napi cha sandadhe. The great sage Maitreya continued. When King Prithu was thus advised by the supreme teacher Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yagyas and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra, because that was the cause that Indra became envious and wanted to disturb. Then he introduced so many irreligious things. So if now Prithu will continue, then Indra will also, as a reaction, will continue that, and that will be very bad. That will be just the opposite of the purpose why Prithu Maharaj had to descend. So they made a peace with Indra. Krita va britas nanaya pritave bhuri karmane varan daduste varada yetat barhishi tarpitaha. After this, Prithu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of a yagya, and received the benedictions and due blessings of the demigods, who were very pleased by his glorious activities. Viprah satya shishastushta shradaya labda dakshina ashisho yuyujuh kshatar adi rajaya satkritaha. With great respect, the original king, Prithu, offered all kinds of rewards to the brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Since all these brahmanas were very much satisfied, they gave their heartfelt blessings to the king. Tvaya huta mahabaho sarva eva samagataha pujita dana manabhyam pitri devarshi manava. All the great sages and brahmanas said, O mighty king, by your invitation, all classes of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitriloka and the heavenly planets, and great sages as well as common men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them. Here ends this chapter, and also this book, Canto. So wait, I will have to bring new part, Canto 4 part 1, Wait, I will bring part 2. One second. Fourth canto, part 2. Chapter 20. Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Prithu. Maitreya Uvach. Bhagavan api vaikuntaha sakamaghavata vibhu. Yagyer yagyapatistushto yagya bhuktam abhashata. The great sage Maitreya continued, my dear Vidur, being very much satisfied by the performance of 99 horse sacrifices, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, appeared on the scene. Accompanying him was King Indra. Lord Vishnu then began to speak. That is the purpose of yagya, to satisfy Vishnu and get his service. Shri Bhagavan Uvach. Esha te karshit bhangam Chaya meda shatasyaha kshama payata atmanam amushya kshantu marhasi. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, my dear King Prithu, Indra, the King of Heaven, has disturbed your execution of 100 sacrifices. Now he has come with me to be forgiven by you. Therefore, excuse him. Sudiyah sadavoloke naradeva narottama nabi druhyanti bhutebhyo yarhinam natma kalevaram. O King, one who is advanced in intelligence and eager to perform welfare activities for others is considered best amongst human beings. An advanced human being is never malicious to others. Those with advanced intelligence are always conscious that this material body is different from the soul. One who has this realization that Atma is different from the body, he will never be malicious towards others, thinking someone as enemy or another, right? That is impossible for him. He sees all are coming from Supreme Lord, so we are all brothers and sisters coming from same source, same father, so he can never have any. He may condemn or even punish wrongdoings, but never with enmity, wanting to harm anyone. And such devotees, they are always engaged for the welfare of everyone, because by serving Krishna they serve all, and they try to bring all jivas to the service of Krishna. That is actual welfare. And they are doing for everyone. They don't discriminate. This is my family, this is my country. No, for everyone, because they see that connection with Supreme Lord. Everyone is connected. Purusha yadi muhyanti tvadrisha deva maya shrama eva param jato dirghaya vrida sevaya. If a personality like you, who are so much advanced because of executing the instructions of the previous acharyas, is carried away by the influence of my material energy, then all your advancement may be considered simply a waste of time. Atah kayam imam vidvan avidya kama karma bih arabda iti naivasmin prati buddho nusajate. Those who are in full knowledge of the bodily conception of life, who know that this body is composed of nescience, desires, and activities resulting from illusion, do not become addicted to the body. Like if you are thirsty and there are two glasses, one full of sand, one full of water, then those who are intelligent, they will never drink that sand, but they will always drink water, because they are in full knowledge. Like that, those who know this is bodily conception, so they will not go in that direction. This is illusory, that I am this body and this is ultimate goal of life, to satisfy the body. They will never go, because they have knowledge, realized knowledge. So they never become addicted to the body. They may take care of the body necessities in order to use for the service of Krishna, but they don't become addicted or thinking this is the goal of life. And when the body is finished, everything is finished. They don't have such idea. Asam saktah shariresmin amu not padite grihe apate dravine vapi kah kuryan mamatam buddha. How can a highly learned person who has absolutely no affinity for the bodily conception of life, means he's not identifying with the body, be affected by the bodily conception in regard to house, children, wealth, and similar other bodily productions? They're all related to the body. I and mine, these things. But one who is highly learned person, who knows I am soul, he cannot be affected by such relations. That is why sometimes you see even devotees, those who are not very advanced, they're having some bodily relation, like husband, wife, or something. Then something happens, some problem happens in that relation. Either someone dies or someone leaves another, like this. Then they're so much affected that they think of like committing suicide, like now everything is useless, or they stopped practicing Krishna consciousness, being so much affected. They don't understand what for we got this human birth, and that the ultimate goal of life is service of Krishna, not these relations, and that there are problems, but that should not stop our devotion to Krishna. And there was one devotee, mother, so her son died in some car accident, something. So she became so angry on Krishna, why you allow this to happen, why all this? Then she stopped practicing, like rejected Krishna. Means that is illusion. So here, but one who is highly learned person, we start, but we don't have so much realization, and we don't think deeply about what is the point of all these things. So we become so much affected by the changes in these material things and relations that affects us so much that it can cause like to stop devotion, which is a sign of foolishness. But one who is in knowledge, whatever may happen, he will never stop his devotion to Krishna. Like our Muni Maharaj from Vienna, when he was disappearing, he was doing some illness, so he also told that Krishna is giving me this test, but he never slackened in his devotion to Krishna. Even more, he was dedicated to Krishna. Krishna, you can kill me, you can protect me, whatever you want, I am your servant. And he was such intense devotion he was doing in that sickness that all other around him, they were so much inspired for devotion. So those who have highly learned person, means realization, they will do bhajan in all circumstances. They will not be affected by these material changes. But if someone is, as we also see some devotees, that proves that they did not understand the point of this human life and the point of this body and body relations, so much affected. Or someone loses money or something, is so much affected, and then blaming Krishna, accusing. Ekah Shuddhah Swayam Jyotir Nirgunoso Gunashraya Sarvago Navritah Sakshi Niratmatmanah Parah. Nirma Atma Atma Atmanah Parah. 3 times. The individual soul is one, pure, non-material and self-effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities, and he is all-pervading. He is without material covering, and he is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities, and he is transcendental to all embodied souls. So here it seems like this one individual soul means Supreme Lord. Yes. Yes. Here, in relation to previous verse, by full cognizance or highly learned person, it is meant that one should know about his own constitutional position as well as the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Shri Bishana Chakravarti Thakur, in this verse, Lord Vishnu is describing himself, or the Paramatma. The Paramatma is always distinguished from the embodied soul as well as the material world. Therefore, he has been described as Para. This Para, or Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Eka, meaning one. The Lord is one, whereas the conditioned souls embodied within the material world exist in many varieties of forms. Yes, this verse came to my mind also. Here Sai Maharaj telling, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Jobidadhati Kaman. He is one eternal among many eternals, and one chief conscious among many conscious. And this one Eko Bahunam, to many, he is fulfilling their desires or maintaining them. So there is eternal distinction between him and other souls. We are coming from him, and of course conditioned souls, they are in so many situations according to their karma. They are in different situations, bodies, positions, everything. So Paramatma, he is seeing everything. That is why there is no mistake in him giving the fruit. He knows what we did, and we are getting the fruit, and there is no mistake. So we should learn this, that we should not blame others for our suffering. Others are instrumental only, but not the cause. Our actions are the cause, and Krishna is giver of fruit through someone. And this Paramatma is all pervading, everywhere present. But atheists cannot see. The devotees, they can see everywhere. Sarvata, Sarvatra. Like when Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlad, where is your God? Prahlad said, he's everywhere. Then why I don't see him in this pillar? Prahlad said, he's there in that pillar also. Then in order to prove the word of Prahlad Maharaj is true, that Nrsimha Bhagavan appeared there. Bol Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai. Ya evam santam atmanam atmastam veda purushaha Najyate prakritistopi tadgunai samai stitaha. Although within the material nature, one who is thus situated in full knowledge of the Paramatma and Atma is never affected by the modes of material nature, for he is always situated in my transcendental loving service. So this we have to achieve by proper sadhana. Under the guidance of pure devotee, we have to come to this realization. Then we will understand that is my duty. My duty is to serve Paramatma, because I have eternal relation with him. And when you understand this point clearly, then you will not be swayed by any material changes, because that is not the goal of life, these non-eternal relations and money and name and fame. So immediately when there is some disturbance, one who is attached to those goals, then he will give up Krishna, or he will want to give up this body, his life, because everything is useless now, so let me finish this life. So it means he did not understand this point clearly. What is the purpose of life? Yah swadharmena mam nityam nirashih shradhayan vitaha bhajate shanakai stasya mano rajan prasidati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, continued, my dear King Prithu, when one situated in his occupational duty engages in my loving service without motive for material gain, he gradually becomes very satisfied within. If I have some material motive, then I will taste that material motive. not nectar of Harinam. Our Gurudev once told, we are tasting our anarthas, not nectar of service of Krishna. And if one has any material motive, any selfish motive, even for liberation, then his chanting will not be continuous. Because after getting that desire fulfilled, then he will stop, because already means gave him his end. So there is no use of that means. And for liberation also, Gyanis, they will chant, but then they will stop. Only devotees, realizing their eternal self in relation to Krishna, they can do Kirtanya Sadahuri. Because means, the service of Krishna is also the end, perfection, that continuous service of Krishna, eternal service, Kirtanya Sadahuri. Because they know, I am eternal servant of Krishna. But those who don't know, they have other motives and they will stop. But they will not be happy. That verse is there, Savai Pungsha Parodharmo Jato Bhaktir Adokshaje Ahoituki Apratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. In the beginning of Bhagavatam you will find the supreme dharma for all humanity is service of Adokshaja, Supreme Lord. And this service, if it is real service, then it is ahoituki, without any selfish interest, without any cause, why I'm doing. No, it is purely out of duty in relation that I am eternal servant of God, or in Braja Dham, they are doing out of their intimate, delightful relation. And only when one is engaged in his constitutional occupation, then he can be happy. Like hand, when serving the body, then she will be benefited, she will be nourished. Like that, only when Jiva is in the service of Krishna, because that is her constitutional position, she can be very satisfied within here. Vishnu is telling. So it is a fact. Everyone wants happiness. No one wants distress, and everyone is trying for that. But there is only one way to get that, is taking shelter of bona fide Guru and engage yourself in the service of Krishna. Parityakta gunah samyak darshano vishada shaya shanti me samavastanam brahma kaivalyam ashnute. When the heart is cleansed of all material contamination, the devotee's mind becomes broader and transparent, and he can see things equally. Equally means everything related to Supreme Lord. At that stage of life, there is peace, and one is situated equally with me as Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Brahma Kaivalyam Ashnute. Here, Sai Maharaj is very carefully translating so that we may not misunderstand. Here is, you are one with Brahma, in verse says. But what kind of oneness Sai Maharaj is telling? That Supreme Lord has Satchidananda form. Vigraha means form. And we also have Satchidananda form. But we are very small. He is big. But in that sense we are equal. We are both transcendental, Satchidananda. So in that sense we are one with him and one in interest with him. Full harmony. So then that is happiness. There is peace. That is positive happiness. Udasinam iva dyaksham dravya jnana kriyatmanam. Kutastam imam atmanam yo vedapnoti shobanam. Anyone who knows that this material body, made of the 5 gross elements, the sense organs, the working senses, and the mind, is simply supervised by the fixed soul, is eligible to be liberated from material bondage. Here Sai Maharaj is saying Dehi and Deho. One is body and one is who is in the body, that's soul. When one realizes this point by devotional service, because Krishna is all knowledge, when you are in connection with him, then he reveals everything, what is the truth. So when you realize you are different from body, then you are liberated soul. No more material bondage. Devotees, they know I am not this body, gross and subtle, I am Atma belonging to Krishna, but that does not mean that they reject then this body and mind. No, they use for the service of Krishna, and they properly care in relation to Krishna for this body. Binasya lingasya guna pravaho dravya kriya karaka cheta natmanah drishtasu sampatsu vipatsu surayo na vikriyante mai baddha sauhridaha. Lord Vishnu told King Prithu, my dear king, the constant change of this material world is due to the interaction of the 3 modes of material nature. The 5 elements, the senses, the demigods who control the senses, as well as the mind, which is agitated by the spirit soul, all these taken together comprise the body. Since the spirit soul is completely different from this combination of gross and subtle material elements, my devotee who is connected with me in intense friendship and affection, being completely in knowledge, is never agitated by material happiness and distress. This is also the test, like Muni Maharaj told. Krishna is putting me into test how much we are affected by these material transformations. And there will always be happiness and distress. It is always changing. One who is in distress, he will not be eternally. After some time it will change. And one who is in material happiness, he will not be eternally. It will change. All the time changing. And also, devotees, they know someone may cut this body, or there may be accident or something. But my relation with Krishna can never be cut. That is totally beyond all this matter and this transformation. That can never be cut. So he is peaceful in all circumstances. Only he is worshipping Krishna and he is getting that taste of service. And he is never agitated. But of course that is for realized souls. Sadhakas, they may be agitated, but they should go on in sadhu sangha so that they can fully become liberated from these things. But unfortunately, some who are more beginners, these material things, some difficult events in life, they affect them so much that they sometimes give up the worship of Krishna. They think this is all useless, because they also think if I worship Krishna, then my material life should go on nicely. That is their wrong perception, or they do for this reason, then this is also one kind of test. When some problem comes, what they will do at that time. Samach samanotama madhya madhamah sukhe chaduke cha jitendriya shaya mayo paklipta kila loka samyuto vidatsva virakila loka rakshanam. My dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. It is temporary. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as a king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. For your only duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom. Like Varna Ashram Dharma, by Varna Ashram Dharma following, in that way satisfying Supreme Lord. But here it is in pure consciousness. Like Ambarish Maharaj also, he was pure devotee, but he was still doing this duty as a king, because he was king in this world. So that we have to do both. Dhruva also did duty, and whenever there is some obstacle in our discharge of duty towards Supreme Lord, then always we have to take shelter of Harinam. That will remove all those obstacles, as we saw in Dhruva's case. As long as we are in this world, we have to do some occupational duties for maintenance and for the benefit of others, and along with Shravan Kirtan. Now in this Kali Yuga that is necessary. Shreyah praja palanam eva ragyo yat samparaye sukritat shashtam angsham hartanyatha hrita punyam prajanam arakshita kara haro gham ati. To give protection to the general mass of people who are citizens of the state is the prescribed occupational duty for a king. By acting in that way, the king in his next life shares 1/6 of the results of the pious activities of the citizens. But a king or executive head of state who simply collects taxes from the citizens but does not give them proper protection as human beings has the results of his own pious activities taken away by the citizens, and in exchange for his not giving protection, he becomes liable to punishment for the impious activities of his subjects. So he is doing wrong activities, and also he will get the results of wrong activities, impious activities of his citizens, because he is misusing their earned money by collecting taxes but not serving them. That is why this is not a joke. Generally nowadays people just want to get high position, not for the service of the people, but to exploit them for their own sinful activities. So they will be severely punished for that. They may think, oh, we are very wise, we are cheating other people, we will enjoy, but no, they will get reaction for that. Their own impious activity and also impious activity of citizens. Or guru, like if someone becomes guru for some selfish purposes, then he will also suffer for that his sinful activity and also sinful activities of his disciples, both. So it is not a joke. We have to be very careful when getting some position what we will do. If you properly use, you will be much benefited. But misuse, you will be much harmed. Yamaraj will give you punishment. So tomorrow we will further hear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Huri ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shri Radha Nayananath Ji ki Jai. Jai Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Jagannath Dev ki Jai. Jai Patit Pavan Shila Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Param Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guruvare ki Jai. Jai Shri Panchatattva Prabhu ki Jai. Jai Shri Brinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashanakari Shri Nrishingadev ki Jai. Jai Shri Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Brinda ki Jai. Jai Samagatam Bhakta Brinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Gaur Pramanande Hari Bol. Thank you all. Dandavat Pranam. Hari Bol.